Hiya, two children. It's Mr Yeardsley here at school, ready to read you the rest of Miss Spick's Trike of Terror. Didn't get around to reading it to you yesterday. I was at home and I forgot the book. Remember where we got up to? Miss Spick was always charging fines for lots of different things, wasn't she? But till she took on the Tang twins. And now it was time for the Revenge of the Nerds. One break time, the pair were sitting together on the bench in the playground, getting on with some quiet reading. It was a weighty book they'd chosen themselves to read for fun. It was entitled An Expert's Guide to Rocket Science. Their 4 eyes scanned the page, digesting every last indigestible fact. They are reading. All was good in the world until they heard the distinctive chord of Beethoven's 5th Symphony. Remember, that was the noise that her scooter made. Dee-dee-dee-dum. It could mean only one thing. Oh, no, remarked Tim Tang. Oh, yes, replied Tom Tang. They looked up from their book. The music was heralding the arrival of the Spick astride, the Trike of Terror. Rocket science will have to wait, said Tim. It certainly looks like it, agreed Tom. The librarian came to a halt right next to them, the bull bar at the front crushing into their knees. Crunch. Ouch, said Tim. Ditto, agreed Tom. I do hope you haven't dented my scooter, hissed Miss Spick. Us too. How can we help you, Miss Spick? Inquired Tim politely. Well, began the librarian. What have we here? The lady had a long metal spike in one hand, and at the end of it was... Dum, dum, dum! A burger wrapper. Tom peered close. It looked very much like a burger wrapper, Miss Spick. I know that, she snapped. Then we're glad to be of service, Miss Spick, added Tom, and the pair returned to their book. Good day. Miss Spick's face soured. The question is, what was it doing there, right next to your footsies? The Tang twins shared a puzzled look. I imagine it blew over, guessed Tom. Tim nodded. The wind, which is coming from a northwesterly direction, is unusually strong today, miss. It is certainly nothing to do with us, as we've never, ever eaten a burger. We only eat food that's good for our brains. Would you care for a blueberry, miss? They said, offering her one from a clearly labelled Tupperware container. Or a pumpkin seed? Asked Tom, reaching in his briefcase for his Tupperware container. No, thundered Spick. For once things weren't going to plan. This burger wrapper is sitting right next to you. There is a fine to pay. £5. The twins looked at each other and gulped. £5? They asked in unison. Each? £10? Hark the genius, she scoffed. Now pay up or else. But, Miss Spick, protested Tom, we've been saving up all our pocket money since Christmas. For a book that looks really fun called Advanced Quantum Mechanics, added Tim. Hand the money over, now, snarled Spick. The twins looked close to tears as they pulled their matching wallets out of their smart black briefcases and began counting all the coins they'd saved up. Spick snatched their wallets out of their hands. I shall take these! Then the librarian sped off on a mobility scooter, cackling to herself and waving her spike in the air in triumph. Success! Ha 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 ha! Brum! Poor Tim's eyes glowed with tears. Without a word, Tom offered his brother his handkerchief. When he'd dabbed his face dry, Tim studied the back of Miss Spick's scooter as it trundled off across the playground. What's that? He asked. What's what? Replied his twin. That black box she's fitted on the back. Tom's eyes homed into the box. There was an opening at the base, like a little cat flap. Every few metres or so it flipped open, dropping a piece of litter as it went. Rustle, a sweet wrapper. Thunk, a fizzy drink can. Plonk, a lolly stick. Clonked, a plastic bottle. Thud, a crisp tube. It was a litter flap. I don't believe my eyes, Tom. You should believe them, Tim, because my eyes are seeing it too. Spick is spreading the rubbish herself. What a rotten rotter. We must inform the authorities. Spick is the authorities. Oh, yes, can't inform the authorities about the authorities. No, if you will forgive me, Tim, I think I have a better idea, said Tom, his eyes lighting up with his own undeniable genius. And an expert's guide to rocket science has unwittingly provided the inspiration. All of a sudden it dawned on Tim what Tom was on about. They were identical twins after all. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? He asked. Great minds think alike. They most certainly do, agreed Tim. The twins smiled and continued scanning the pages of their book. The pair were in no hurry to wreak their revenge. The Tangs were methodical and wanted to plan it to perfect, or more accurately, perfectly dastardly. These boys didn't get 100% in every exam for nothing. They read every book they could about rocket science, watched every documentary about space travel, and even visited space museums at weekends until the day they were finally ready. That morning, the Tang twins spotted the Trike of Terror, parked up outside the ladies' toilet block in the playground. The librarian was famous for our long morning times in them that would often go until way into the afternoon. They knew they'd have time to add this latest modification to a mobility scooter. The Tangs had meticulously constructed 2 booster rockets. These they smuggled into school in their cello cases. Speedily they attached the rockets to Miss Spick's mobility scooter. Clink, clank, clunk! The twins had just finished tightening the last bolt when Spick staggered out of the toilet. They hid behind the bicycle shed. Not being in lessons was sure to arouse Miss Spick's suspicion. The scooter had so many bizarre modifications over the years that the librarian didn't notice a new cylinder on each side. She swung her leg over the scooter and sat at the controls. Just then the bell rang for the beginning of break time. Ding! In anticipation, she spun the dial on the Trike of Terror. From slow to medium to fast to too fast to pants-sweatingly fast before resting her hand on the brake. Meanwhile, the Tang twins stepped out of their hiding place and tried to act naturally. Good morning, Miss Spick, they said in unison. Oh, it's you two idiots, scoffed Spick. You owe me money. We gave you everything we had, replied Tom. Actually, she snatched it off us, said Tim. I stand corrected. Miss Spick's black eyes narrowed. The fine for littering was £10, and in your wallets you only had £9.99. As soon as we receive our pocket money, we'll be sure to give you that penny, reasoned Tom. We can always deposit the coin through that little flap there, said Tim, pointing to the back of the scooter. I don't know what you mean, protested the librarian. Oh, I think you do, replied Tom. Drive safely now. Or should we say, fly safely? What are you two ridiculous nerds on about, she demanded. All in good time, Miss Spick, said Tom. All in good time, echoed Tim. By this time, all the kids were pouring out of their classrooms into the playground. Lots and lots of horrible children to run over. This is going to be fun. It most certainly is, replied the twins with a smile. Spick flicked a switch. Beethoven's Fifth boomed out of the speakers. Dee-dee-dee-dum. The librarian let go of the brake. To her surprise, the 2 booster rockets fired up. What the... Bang! Before she could say whatever rude word she was going to say next, fire and smoke shot out of the rockets. Boosh! The Trike of Terror was blasted into the sky. Zoom! No! She cried. Yes! Cheered the entire school as their dreaded librarian zoomed over their heads. Whiz! Spick rocketed up, up, up through the clouds, lightening the sky with red and gold. In seconds, she was passing through the Earth's atmosphere. Kaboom! The rockets detached and parachuted back to the ground. Thunk! Thunk! This left Miss Spick holding on to her mobility scooter for dear life, floating through space. Help! She screamed, though she was so far away nobody could hear. Now, you'll be pleased to learn that space is absolutely full of rubbish. Not just meteors, but scraps from old spacecraft, satellites and space stations circle the Earth. Ow! Ouch! Ah! Cried Spick as all these bits and bobs bashed into her. Dunk! Twank! Thoink! As for our heroes, the Twang twins, they were still safely on Earth, staring up at the sky. Excellent work, Tim Tang. I was about to say the same thing, Tom Tang. I do believe you called us nerds. There is no higher compliment. They shook hands at a job well done. Pumpkin seed, offered Tom. Don't mind if I do, replied Tim. They walked off together, munching on their brain food for chess club. Oh my word, so somewhere out there, there's a school librarian orbiting the Earth, and the welcome to it as well. I'm going to read one more story from the World's Worst Teachers this week. It's going to be called Misconceit, the Human Work of Art. I'll try and remember to take my book home today, so I was going to read it to you tomorrow and then finish it on Friday, too. In the meantime, remember, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. Keep smiling, everyone. 2 more get-ups till half term. Bye-bye.